end, but we can mainly still to reach. Okay, so now we are coming to Bhakti Ratnavali again, and we were in the strand 8 on page. We have just started the other day, 231 page, 30 page, and now we have read the first verse, and now we are in the second one. So in the first verse, Narada, 232, 232, 232. And then Narada's words, in the first verse we have read, the worship God and service of the whole world, that has been important. No? So what Narada says, just as by pouring water at the root of a tree, all its branches, leaves, etc. are nourished, and just as food eaten to sustain the vitality strengthens all the senses, so also adoration of the Lord, Achyuta. Achyuta means God, whom you meditate upon, Narayana, God himself, is the adoration of all deities for the whole universe. That means what happens, you may not understand this, the problem of the Indian born, the devotees who are born with so many ideas that we have so many gods and goddesses, no? So if I don't worship the other god, what will happen? But they are forgetting that you are worshipping God only one. Though they worship diverse gods, they understand that. But in practice, they feel bad. Suppose in your home, you have one Ganesha Murti, another is Shiva, another is Mother Kali, another is Mother Durga, and so many forms of these different aspects of gods and goddesses. So if you don't properly worship one, you will feel, my God, what will happen? Some bad things may befall on my life. They have idea. Oh, I have not worshipped properly, so I may be cursed. This is a very low way of thinking. So, but if you think that you are worshipping any form you like, here it is saying Achyut, very easy. This Bhagavad is beautiful. Every language has a meaning. Achyuta means not chuta, no, who has no fall, who has no lacking in anything, who is the which is not destructible. Chuti means fall. You have he has his high name and fame. It falls. So here he is not saying Krishna. Mind it. But Vaishnavas will say this is Krishna. If you have no love for Krishna, then all your other worship is becoming futile. But it is not so. He's saying Achyuta, that is, hey, just leave. You do your duty, next people will also do the same. Bas. Everyone will know that it is to be closed. So here, when this is sacred text, they don't say anything which is illogical or unscientific. He says Achyuta is the Brahman. Only what is the truth which has no lacking of anything, or which cannot be withered away, or which cannot be short of the ultimate. What is that? He is not saying Krishna. I say, Yatha toru mulor nishechanena, as toru mul means the root of a toru means the tree. Nishechanena, by watering it, tripyanti tatskandha bhujo upashakaha. Everyone, the leaves, the branches, the twigs, everyone gets that water. It is shared. Prano poharacha jata indriyanam, as prana, you are taking food, which is converting into the pranic energy. That's why I say, when people don't eat for a few days, he's become very weak. Weak in one sense, prana, energy level is down. That means that you're weak, you become physically, all the senses become weak. You cannot work so hard because of hungry. When someone is in famine area, you go to see these people. They are not getting the food. That's why their energy level lows. So as you eat, every cell, every body of your, every part of your body gets a part of the nourishment. No? Tathaevo, in the similar manner, sarvo sarvarhanam achyuteja. Achyuta here, he is not saying Krishna. He's saying, not saying or Krishna or Rama or the physical deities. He is not mentioning that. The scripture is saying it is Achyuta. Why it has been used the word Achyuta? He could have said Krishna, very simple. He could have said Rama. He could have said the Narayana, the physical form. No. Here is Achyuta. Achyuta means that which is, they have, Achyuta. Achyuta has been like the extending meaning of the word all and all beings, which in fact manifestation of God, we get better meaning. In this sense, worship of God in the image must be symbolized for us, the worship of Him as all being, and as such, we should deal with all beings in our daily life with reverential feeling of which worship is expressed. Anyhow, they have not made the meaning of the Achyuta.
Yeah. But in the translation, though, they say Vishnu, but you're saying it's Achyuta.
That is the Vishnu.
The more correct.
Yeah, you emphasize the word Achyuta. There is no, in the context we say, because it is the book talking about Krishna, Krishna, Krishna.
Right.
So they are taking for granted. But if you are true to the Sanskrit, if you want the real meaning of it, you cannot say he's not talking about Krishna.
What about Brahman? Where is it a name for Brahman?
No, Brahma is another thing. Brahma is the creator God. And Brahman is that endless, beginningless, timeless, spaceless, truth, eternal. That eternal is the Achyutam is, which is eternal. No, who is eternal? Nothing like the.
But is Brahman like a synonym for
Yeah, Achyuta is Brahman synonym.
Okay, same thing. Okay.
The simple verse will be 232.
Is Swami, is Chitta located in the subtle body?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Come, sit.
Hello.
Hi.
So, yeah, this is the point. Then that means with if you Achyuta, if that Achyuta is adored, you do adoration of the Achyuta. Achyuta means Brahman. Which is Brahman? Which is not in the image only. He is everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is the philosophy of Ramakrishna Mission, our Vedanta societies. God, not only in the shrine, God is in everyone. You worship there also. There is a greater manifestation. But God is also here, as you are seeing.
Yeah.
Without worshipping that God in the form of human being, whom you are worshipping? Why are you searching for divine in the temple only? That's why the bad side of this bhakti practice, people took it wrongly. They pay attention to the deity and worship with flower, with garland, with clothing, with everything, tons of money. But when a hungry person is sitting over there, they are ignored. And Swami Vivekananda actually fought against it. That's your wrong concept. That is not God. God is there, of course, you worship, but you see extend that God everywhere. Otherwise, whom you are worshipping? So this is the idea I have been given that so also adoration of Achyuta, Oh, the translation is good. He has not said anything. He has said Achyuta. You see? Last line. So also, number one. So also, adoration of Achyuta is the adoration of all deities. Good, you get it? Point. Page 132. Ashok.
232.
Achyuta. 232. 232.
Yeah.
Got my emphasis? Did you get the emphasis what is written in this verse? Please look at that. Achyuta, Achyuta. I want to emphasize the word Achyuta.
They translated here Supreme Being.
Huh? Where they have translated Supreme Being.
Okay, it says if we worship the one Supreme Being, and then in parentheses, Achyuta, in parentheses, all other beings are
On the
also
fourth line.
simultaneously worshipped.
In the note below. Yeah, in the note.
But you know, I am talking this is the direct translation of the original. Bold one. Last line, see, so also adoration of Achyuta is the adoration of all deities. Do you get it? I am
Yes.
emphasizing
Yes.
that point only.
Yes, we get it.
Because in most of the places, they think they say Krishna worship. But he's not telling Krishna. Here he's using the word Achyuta. What does it mean, Achyuta? Yeah. In 108 names of Krishna, his one name is Achyuta. But Achyuta only name does not mean anything. What it indicates. It indicates Brahman. It indicates the absolute.
Excuse me, so I was raised Catholic, and that's when we pray to different saints, and through these saints we are praying to the divine God. Right? And on my way out, I had a conversation with my friend Lisa, who was very troubled by that. Why do I pray to a saint?
Yes.
Like it's a God.
Not you, Lisa.
Yeah, no, not
Different
yeah,
Lisa.
different Lisa. One asked my friend. So it's really lovely to hear the similarity. And
No. All the saints are what? Tell me, saints, who are saints? They are like ordinary being like us, but they have transcended their limitation, and they are by their spirituality, they did some miracle, but did something. What is the miracle? Who source of all miracle is who? So what is that? If you worship saint, through that you are worshipping the same Lord. Now, if you worship the only God there and not the saints, but here it is much more extended, not the saints. You, me, who is in me, sitting in my heart? Who is in me is looking through my eyes. Same Lord sitting here. So it's much more extended. Not even the evil person, the criminal. Who is behind the criminal? In Hinduism does not bring any other parallel power of God like Satan. He says no. The same divine being is here, and in an animal, as in the dinosaur, as in a criminal, as in a holy man. Only somewhere it is covered with a brighter covering in the saint. Somewhere it is dark covering. If it is this light is covered with darkness, we don't see the light at all. So that is called the evil people. And what is good people? Where the covering has become clean, and you see the light of the Lord is shining through. That's the saint.
Or Sattvic. Or Sattvic.
Sattvic, yeah.
Speaking of dinosaurs are not anymore there. So the Lord is not there.
What?
You said like that. The same Lord is in dinosaur.
Everywhere.
But the dinosaurs are not there.
Dinosaur, who knows? Dinosaur. How do you know? In the whole world where there is no dinosaur, many things are known, many things are not known. Maybe one or two here and there, who knows? Not
Well,
on the
they're still
return.
the descendants of dinosaurs.
We are all
You're saying
descendants
that
of dinosaurs.
The birds are descendants.
Everything is. We are all transforming one form, adjusting with the environment and changing the body and changing the. Anyhow, all the nature, what you see is manifestation of one. Now, let us go. This is very important. See, this verse I will say that how the spirituality what Ramakrishna saw that worship Shiva Gyane Jiva Shiva. You serve Jiva, individual being. Don't look at it, they are ordinary human being, but it is Lord Shiva. So, not only see Shiva, Swamiji's exact word, he who sees Shiva only in the temple, his knowledge is lacking in depth. He who sees Shiva in every being, that knowledge is full. So, that means God is everywhere. Everything is God's manifestation. It's a very difficult concept. It takes time to absorb, because without the energy, your car does not move frontward, neither goes backward. The car is moving backward. You may blame, why it is going that side is bad. It's not bad. Energy supply is the same. Once it is, when a gear is forward, positive, another is negative. Positive and negative are not two different forces. Heater and cooler, same supply, electricity. You cannot blame electricity. In our temple sometimes they enjoy cool. So now if they give some cool temperature, now here we are sitting, if someone is very kind and give us little joy by putting the cooler on. So will you blame the electricity? Electricity is God. It is indifferent. You use it as positive purpose, it becomes heater. You use it in the opposite direction, it becomes cooler. So positive and negative is in your mind. So you manifest positively, you manifest negative. That is so. Therefore, see God everywhere. This spiritual sadhana of Vedanta is to see God everywhere. Even seeing devotees, real genuine devotees, they see God in everyone. Krishna, Krishna everywhere. Jatra, Jatra, Drishti Pare, wherever your vision you behold. Tatra, Tatra, there and therein. Krishna, Spure. Krishna is manifesting before my eyes. Ramakrishna said, wherever he beholds his only Divine Mother. Everything is Divine Mother. So God not only in the temple, Makali, that Makali is everywhere. So it is a language. You say Makali, he is saying Rama, someone is saying Krishna. This is all. So yeah, you have to understand that Rama, that Krishna, that Kali is not limited in the form and name and quality. But it is that one absolute.
Swami, when Ramakrishna talks about ripe ego and unripe ego, is he referring to the ripe ego as one that's more sattvic? That's what we would say it in Vedanta terminology.
Right. Now, what is the watering of a tree? At the root is to all the branches of the tree, that the worship of Vishnu is to all beings, included oneself. Mane, when you watch here he is using the Vishnu. The first one he used Achyuta. He is using Vishnu. Vishnu means the God with 4 arms, that is called Vishnu. But Vishnu is also called, who is Vishnu? Vishnu is Vyapnoti iti Vishnu. He who extends, who pervades, who spreads away in every being, everything of the world. So he is Vishnu. So again, it's the same idea. The Yatha hi skandha shakhanam tarun muulavasechanam evam aradhanam Vishnu. If you do the aradhana or worship Vishnu, sarvesham atmanaschahi. Here he is emphasizing both ways. When you see, you pray to God, you meditate upon God, you are actually worshipping everyone, because God is in everyone. So, what the watering of a tree at the root is to all branches and trees, that the worship of Vishnu is to all beings, including oneself. That means you are worshipping yourself also. By worshipping the Lord in the temple, you are worshipping yourself, because that Vishnu is not limited there. that Vishnu has become everything. You may think that you are worshipping you are watering the root of the tree in one place. Huh? But you are worshipping actually by that, you are worshipping the entire tree. So if you really with devotion love God and be absorbed in that, you are actually worshipping the whole world. Some people come or many times say that, what is this life when people don't do social service, these sadhus, monks, huh? They are steeped into their meditation and prayer, going into the cave. What they are doing, the world is so much, there is need of these people. But they also intelligent because they are worshipping God. By worshipping Him, its effect goes to the whole world. The benefit goes to the whole world. That's why it's a holy man meditating in one corner. His presence, his prayer, actually helping the world. Then why do we say, oh, I am in difficulty, please pray for me? Why? We are praying to God. How it will help me? I am one of the billion of human being. That because I am, in me is also the same divine. So worshipping God, that's why in spiritual life we should have to focus. Those who don't meditate, those who don't pray and worship, and only go for doing good to others, they become political people, they become social people, they are good charitable people, but they don't get the benefit of worshipping God who is in everyone. Because you have no idea of God. You are thinking you are a good person, you are doing charity. Why are you doing charity? No charity. You are serving God, So pay attention that you focus on God here also more. Unless you see God here, you cannot see God outside.
Is it like that they say every day people have around 35 to 50,000 thought waves, and 70% of thought waves are negative thought waves. So now, when somebody is thinking of God only, they are doing only the positive thought waves. So when you are walking, the negative thought waves are also there, though you try to put it in a positive way. So maybe that is how it's not only about like God kind of thing, but it's about the positive vibration to transmit.
God is positive. That's why it's positive vibration. What else? God is positive vibration. God is holy vibration. God is goodness. God is purity. God is love. To increase that part. So note says the real implication of the above two verses is this. What is that? In order to benefit the whole world, water must fall at the root. No? Even if it be falling through the leaves and branches. So, also, man may discharge his duties or go about helping his fellow being, but if he does not have the feeling that he is thereby serving God, who is the essence in man and in the world, it will not lead to real good to others or to himself. Why? These people will be arrogant. They will think I am a charitable person, I am a bigger person, higher person. Ego will come into the mind. And that's why, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, the story in the Gospel of Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna went to visit Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. He was the most charitable people during that time, in his time. And when he went there, and Sri Ramakrishna praised him because his heart is so broad. He cannot bear the suffering of others. Only he gives good. And whatever he has, he gives. But Sri Ramakrishna was only said that, yes, Ishwar Chandra is very good, but he does not know there is a mine of gold inside that is covered. If little open, then all charity, etc., will be fulfilled. Meaning of charity. See God, then your charity is useful. Otherwise, what is the meaning of charity? If we do not have God in view, that's the point. 233 page. If we do not have God, 4 or 5 lines below, have God in view, our work, both social and devotional, will become purely egocentric and selfish, and to that extent, it will only harm and corrupt others as also ourselves. Be careful about that. Those who people, good people in the world, they say, I don't care for God, I'm a good man, I don't do harm to anyone. That will not bring you absolute peace. You may be satisfied that I don't do harm. But if you don't think that I am serving God, then your feeling will be different. If you think that I am serving God, you will be feeling blessed. Otherwise, your ego will come up. Oh, I have given so much. So I am higher than you, greater than you. My ego will be bigger and bigger and bigger. But when you give Swami Vivekananda's ideas, you give, let the giver kneel down, and the receiver receiveth and bless. Opposite. You give $1 charity to somebody, you think, I am somebody, I am giving out of my purse $1 to that, I am something bigger. But the opposite. Let the receiver receiveth and bless. And that the giver kneel down. I am humble. I am fortunate that I could serve you. Oh Lord, I served you in this form, in the form of hungry, in the form of homeless, in the form of diseased, in the form of ignorant. So it is my service.
At the time of giving to sadhu, when we give pranami, we do pranam and give it. The sadhu, so that is maintained, but not for
Yeah, because that's why you get a greater benefit. Whatever may be the sadhu, your attitude of giving with humility makes you great. You don't think that, what? I've given you too much. I've given you $5. So it is, you feel blessed giving some. If you have real love for any holy man, you give and you feel, I am blessed that I could give this, offer this. So see, the spirit is the question, not the material gift is not the question. Material gift may make oneself, many people give for name. I am a big charitable person. People will know my name. In Indian style, that was there. The people giving any money, they want their name to be inscribed on the wall of the temple even.
We do that over here in the art museums. And they have donor classes.
Donor
too.
classes.
You know, you could be in the golden group and then you have your name
Yeah,
big.
pretty much everywhere. They want a building named after them. Or you get a brick with your name in it in the sidewalk. And
Right,
people
right.
walk on it.
On
So, big deal.
Right. Exactly. I said, what for? What for? Then one person even went to our one center. Some gentleman said that I'll give 100,000. Such a big figure, 100,000. And so, because there is a temple and monastery construction going on. In this country, I am saying. And that gentleman was Indian gentleman. And then he said that, and I need to some recognition somewhere. Okay, the Swami said, okay, who was in looking after that one, you give, we'll put a plaque and there we'll put your name. And then they give the money. And afterwards, he is giving 100,000. Someone gave maybe 150,000. Someone giving a little more because 1 million, it is more than $1 million plan. So, and then when he said, where will you put this plate after giving the cash check? He was saying where and how big size will be there. My name should be in a separate special plate. And we will die tomorrow. Who will care for my name? But anyhow, he said no. Then he said, yes, we'll do, but you have given sufficient. We are respectful for you. Because of you, this activity will go on. But more people are giving more. So we'll make a plate and write, thanks to the donors, only the names we will write. We are not putting name, each one, who has given what. Then he said, no, you are not giving. So you should give me back my money. So the sadhu was very sadhu is sadhu. He said, okay, 100,000 check back, take back. She donated, and then it was returned. But see, he has the heart to give something in lieu of his name. He will be remembered, not for God. As a result, he once donated and took back that money.
That's
And he died now.
that's a kind of commercial transaction. But I think what you're trying to tell us is we should give with love and no strings attached.
Yeah, that's it. And only for God. You are doing for God's work. Even if you give a glass of water to you are serving God. That means meaningful. You may give a grand feast. That's also for serving God, not for my aggrandizement. I am such a what type of way I have given, no? A feast I have given. So this is the point that how to reduce our ego and how to expand our ego. Our ego will expand if there is no God in it. If God is there, then there is a chance, potentiality that ego will go down. It's God's property. What is 100,000? Who has get? How do you get it? It was God's money. God has given you some skill, and through that skill you have earned certain money, and that's your money, you are saying. But when you die, whose money is that?
Because people feel that they are not going to die.
That also another idea. They will be remembered in that way.
That is true, but the way this man took his money back, because he felt that he's going to live forever. That's why he took his money.
Took your money. And
that's why I'm just guessing.
Yeah. Whatever way, money, even if we die, that's why in the Upanishad, they are called different desires are there. Why people want to have their children? Because the parents will live in the children, their quality. That's the desire is there. There's some noble desire, but this existential problem, I will exist.
Yeah.
Even this body goes, I will exist. Even my name, people will remember my name. You go to Kashi, Vrindavan, or in holy places, you can see, as you said, their names are written in some marble stones. One marble stone was given by one poor merchant maybe, or rich person. His name is inscribed. That means, look, I have given. But who will remember in the midst of 7 billion people? Your name, my name, who remembers?
Yeah, I think it's the shamans that they believe that in one lifetime you actually die 3 times. So the first time you die is when you understand that you're mortal, that death is imminent, that you're not going to live forever. That's the first time you die. The second time you die is when the body actually dies, right? But then the third time you die is when you're forgotten. When people don't know who you are anymore, they don't say your name. There's no one to
death from the society
on this earth anymore.
Tell me, how many people, good people or bad people, are remembered in the world? Because one time, big power, big name, big thing. How many? Top example is how many Nobel laureates? One gets a Nobel Prize. It will be a big thing, of course, big thing. But how many people will remember that Nobel laureate? Tell me. Every year, how many Nobel laureates are coming out? So that's why everything is actually will be forgotten. Everything will go away. That's why God, the infinite, if we can think of infinite, then you become immortal. The sages who have written this Upanishads, no one remembers who are they, what is their name. But they are immortal in the sense their messages we are remembering every time.
Right. And the most famous person in the world is Jesus, right? He's the most famous one.
Most famous person, Jesus, Buddha, Rama, Krishna. The world knows what. Come. It is. I heard that it was very heavy.
So it's really raining hard right now.
Why the middle lane is gone there? You can come in. Come here. You can see it. Yeah. Huh? Oh, here is a space. So it is raining now even, no?
It's raining hard right now.
Oh, hard.
Yeah.
It's good though, you came covered up.
Yes.
So his thoughts and prayers are so.
33.
The verses also imply that if a person is really absorbed in God and is apparently doing nothing in the external world, he is still working for the greatest good of all. Understand this point? Some person may not do some charitable activity. Himalayas, I give the example. Someone is in the cave, meditating, steeped in the love of God, divine love of God. He is doing much good to the world than a people who are doing some charitable activity outside. It is a tangible expression outside, but they are actually helping to change the thought process of the world by giving powerful spiritual current. Swamiji said, if you think a holy thought, even in the deepest cave of Himalayas, that thought will move, penetrating the rocks and mountains and move all over the globe. And that vibration will be caught by any mind who is ready. Certain time you will feel that you are meditating and you feel as if a wave of love is coming. You understand? If your mind is very sensitive, you can feel that. Those are the blessings of those holy people who are thinking for the good of us. That vibration is sweeping over your heart.
So we pick up the.
You can pick up if your mind is ready to catch it. You find that your meditation is becoming joyful that day. Suddenly, for no reason. So you are doing the same thing. When you are steeped in meditation, whether you want it or not, the wave from your personality will move, and all whoever ready to catch that wave, they will get it. So they are the greatest giver, those who meditate on God and get steeped. That's why the people of realization, they balance the evil forces in the world. They don't apparently do any good to the world, it appears. But really a lover of God, who is absorbed in God and steeped in meditation and then tuned to the God consciousness, that wave, that vibration will be all over the world. And your television should be tuned to that number. If you tune, then you will feel it. But my tune is on 10 and that vibration is going on 15 channel. So what will happen? I will not get anything. But the wave is here. That's why when I am engaged in worldly thought, when I am engaged in some other activity, this wave is passing through me, but I am not able to catch that wave. But that's why it's called, when you meditate, you can feel certain hours of it. That's why it is said, meditate in the morning. Why? That is the time holy people are meditating. The cumulative impact of their holy thoughts are roaming all around, and other disturbing thoughts, people are sleeping that time. Or they are not crowded into the stock market and this market, or talking about money, this, that. Oh, that vibration is not predominant then. You can meditate more in a quiet place. You cannot meditate in a shopping mall. Because shopping mall vibration is different. But there is also holy vibration. But it is subdued by the this rowdy noisy yet. So similar.
Also, isn't it good to meditate late at night? Because I heard
that because that
meditates very late at night, because
that reason.
Late at night everything's very calmed down and your mind seems to go to a natural calm state too.
That's why I'm saying, when the outward disturbance of the mind is just little bit less, situation becomes calm, then your inner voice, that voice will be bigger, no? Say, suppose someone sings very in a low voice. You cannot listen what that voice is. But when others are You stop, you stop, you stop, you stop, you stop. Then the low voice, which is low voice, that is audible. Is it not? So we have to stop the outer vibration. It is easy in the midnight. That's why I say midnight meditation or early morning meditation, or this junction of the evening and morning, night coming, day going, night going, day coming.
Yeah, dawn and dusk.
These are the very cool moment, because nature, on the all over the nature, calmness comes down. Society has changed nowadays. Otherwise, in early days, by evening, people come back from their work and all this disturbing thing goes away. They get engaged into their very quiet life, gradually coming back to sleep and rest. God, so his thoughts and prayers are so concentrated and powerful that they have beneficial impact on the whole world. God is the root of or soul of all this world of living and non-living beings. And these are related to him as the branches are to the tree, or as the organs are to the organism. So when a devotee is in intense communion with God, he is in touch with all. And the spiritual and moral values he generates by his holy light exerts their uplifting influence on all beings. So do that job also. That's the value of meditation and prayer. Actually, they are doing greater job to the world. And we also say, some people say, oh, I have not seen you for a long time. Our one Swami told me, that struck me very much, and I also say that we meet every day. Wherever is there, in what a distance we are, when you sit for meditation and we think of God at the feet of the Lord, we all assemble there. Then we see each other at that time.
That's beautiful.
Every day. Physical vision, physical seeing is not important. Actually, we meet together. We sit together there when we think of God. That's why every morning we meet the whole world. Our good friends whom we love, whom we remember. And that's why one Swami said, do more meditation and there we will meet together. Because you are thinking of God. If I am thinking of God, you may think that you are thinking of Kali. You may think that I am thinking of Jesus. Oh, I am thinking of Rama. Matters little. Thinking of God. God is only one. Different names, forget that. So when you think, we all assemble. That's why Ramakrishna said, there is no class distinction among the devotees. Devotees are a class by themselves. There is no Indian, there is no American, there is no Russian, there is no European, nothing. It is all, we are children of God. So there comes the unity and harmony. Think of God more. And also most of the problems in our day-to-day life, all the conflict solution comes when you think of God. Because when you think of God, the petty differences, petty thoughts which bother us, then it become meaningless. And then we unite in harmony. That's why our Swami Brahmananda, he used to solve the problems of our day-to-day activities, or some, in the running of an institution, there are problems always. One view, other view, one will fight with other, another clash with other. So Swami Brahmananda used to take this technique. He does not come to talk about the problems. He says, let us go. Let us sing song. You see, when we sing together, suppose I have some animosity with you, but when we sing together, we forget those problems. You remain in a tune of joy, no? So that is the point. As much as you think of God, so much the differences between us, our problems, that's why spiritually inclined people have less animosity and less hatred and less conflict. But they because they love God. Two lovers of God, They become so friendly. They think about God, see about, talk about God. That becomes so intense. That's why among all the relationships, you remember the relationship which grows because of spiritual connection, that remains lingering connection. In my life, I have maybe have contact with thousands of people in my life I have met, but who are very remembered close to us. Those who we read together, we sat together, we chanted together, we meditated together. These are the people you remember all through. Among all. Huh? In college life, how many students were there? In school life, how many friends were there? No? But all you can forget. But who are very deep in spiritual connection with you, that remains in your mind stronger.
Swami, I read a book about Mother Teresa, and it said that when she would go to meet with someone, especially for the purpose of, receiving funds for her children and whatnot, if the person started bringing up a lot of negative things, she would just say, "Let's pray," and then they would pray, and then the person would maybe keep bringing up more negative things, and she would just say, "Let's pray," and that's all she would say, and eventually the person would say, "You're right, I should give you some money." And she would walk out with a check because all she said was, "Let's pray."
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Unifying agent is God. But people also divide in the name of God. Also, people divide. That's a foolishness.
Yeah.
But if God is only one, so that is the unifying factor. Now, the next verse, third verse. The real master of the Vedas and the Tantras are those yogis who, prompted by great faith and sincerity, worship thee, means the Lord, with proper rites and ceremonies for the attainment of moksha. So, who are the real masters of the Vedas? And there may be gurus, teachers of Tantra gurus, Vedic gurus, no? There may be, they are the great yogis. Actually, real yogis are who? Who will be prompted by the great faith and sincerity. They have great faith in God and great sincere love for God. Worship thee means, O Lord, they worship you with proper rites and ceremonies. With all sincerity, perfectly with adoration, they do these practices, attainment of the moksha. For the attainment of moksha. To attain the spiritual goal, they do the rites and rituals even, which is to be done perfectly, knowing the object they worship to yourself, to be thyself. What they're worshipping in the form of Christ, in the form of Mother Mary, is all God. Simply say it is God in two forms. Here in Hindus, 100 forms. But it is worshipping you, O Lord, thyself, who is the universal being. Who are you? Though you are in the form we are worshipping, but you are the universal being. Actually, this is a symbol and symbology. So we only, or for regular rituals and practice, we take a symbol. Someone is taking the Rama, baby Krishna, Mother Kali, Durga, Shiva. These are Hindu rituals. And Mother Mary is worshipped in the Christian world so much, no? But that is the universal being, no? The originator, the pervader, the sustainer, and the director of the totality and its parts, whose existence the whole manifested universe proclaims. That means it is the glory of the Lord. Whatever in the world we see, it is God's glory. And God is. So you worship in the temple with this attitude that you are worshipping Him who is everywhere. So worshipping in the root, you are worshipping all the trees and branches. People also, another way it can be, they have given the earlier verse, that if you water drops in the rainwater over the tree, so all the leaves get watered. and branches get water, but it drops. Where does it go? To the ground, to the root. So in both ways, you pour water in the root, everyone gets. In one place, your focus is one place. But when the opposite way it comes, from shower from that also goes to the root. So that's why serve God in the temple, serve God in human being. Serve God not only in human, in plants, animals. Sarvabhutastamatmanam, sarvabhutani chatmani, ikshate yugajuktadma, sarvatra samadarshina. Gita. Sarvatra means everywhere, samadarshina means he who sees the sameness. See, sarvabhutastham atmanam. They say all this created universe is in the Lord or in my own self. And Sarva Bhutani, in all these created beings, who is there? This Atman is there. This Rama is there, and Rama is here. In Rama is the whole universe. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, in the Krishna's cosmic form, the whole universe was embedded. It is called the Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of the cosmic form of the Lord. In the cosmic form, the whole stars, galaxies, human, subhuman, everything is embedded into that. Arjuna saw that vision. And then in every being, wherever you see, it is only the Lord sitting there. So this is the real practice. Note, the idea implied in the above verse are the following. What? 1. The object of worship may be only the cult, deity, or Ishta Devata, but the worshipper should overcome all narrow feelings by recognizing the one God of all, the universal Ishvara in his object of worship, as well as in the object of worship of others. Second, ritualism or external worship and knowledge or spiritual understanding should go hand in hand. Two things should go on. You are only doing rituals without not knowing what you are doing. That does not give you the proper knowledge. Look at that, the pujaris in the temple. They are day and night chanting the mantras and throwing the flowers and doing pujas and waving incense, no? So it is only chanting the mantras. If there is devotion added, then it makes sense. Otherwise, it is a ritual going on. So ritual without meaning have no purpose. Or only you are thinking of the meaning and no ritual, that's also impossible. You say, God is in front of me everywhere. This theory. And when someone asks any help from you, you turn away your face. So it is you are not bridging these two gaps. One is the ritual, another is the knowledge. They should go side by side. Dry philosophical intellectualism on the one hand, and the self-stifling and excessive ritualism on the other are the skilla and charybdis. What is that? I don't know.
That means in popular language, between a rock and a hard place. It actually is a reference to Greek mythology when Odysseus was in his boat and he was trying to get back to his home. And then they went to this place. On the one side, there was a terrible whirlpool. And then on the other side, there was a cliff with these monsters that were going to snatch the men out of the boat. So that was the Scylla and the Charybdis. So he somehow managed to get through, but a couple of men got grabbed out of the boat, but they didn't topple into the whirlpool, and they did get through. So it's just an allusion to classical mythology. Yeah, mythology. Achha. To be avoided for a harmonious development of man's spiritual capacities. We have spiritual capacity. We should not be one-sided, to grabbed by either of the monsters. One the whirlpool, another the monsters to grab you. So don't fall either this side or that side. One is the ritualistic side, another is the knowledge side. You only know, but you don't apply in life. And only one does rituals, do not know what he is doing. So breeze these two grab. Jnana, Mishra, Bhakti. Ramakrishna said, your bhakti should be added with jnana. Or jnana should be added with bhakti. Otherwise, one is dry,
one is to emotionalism. Too much emotionalism. Bhakti becomes too much emotionalism, and knowledge becomes very dry.
Is bhakti the ritual and the knowledge? Is bhakti the ritual and the knowledge combined?
That's why he's asking, have your bhakti, devotion, and have your knowledge, but couple them together. You are loving whom? You are loving that God who is everywhere. That's the knowledge. Love is the devotion. You are loving the temple in the shrine. You are loving them. But that love is you are worshipping a picture. Are you worshipping a doll? No. The Lord you are worshipping. That's the knowledge. You put knowledge and then devotion, bridge together, then is your perfect manage, perfect worship. No. But if you have only, you are worshipping day and night, offering flower and chanting mantra and waving still light and this and that, it is only ritual you are doing. Your hand is doing like that, your bell is ringing like that, it is only ritual. But where is your knowledge? Whom you are doing this? You are doing before a photograph that you in the evening time now will do. Is it a photograph we are doing like that? Or it is we should, if you have no feeling that it is the Lord of the universe is sitting here in this particular form, so I am worshipping him. So this knowledge and bhakti should be bridged. Jnana and bhakti should be coupled. In that Upanishad also said, Isha Upanishad and other places, you have to do two together. Knowledge and practice, rituals should go side by side. So, external worship of God in the image or forms an important part of it. 234. As explained in the note on an earlier verse, such worship disciplines the mind and the skill. As explained in the note on an earlier verse, such worship disciplines the mind and creates a sense of realism in the worship. But it must be accompanied with the knowledge and meditation. That's why you do worship. When you do a flower, some emotion comes that I'm offering at the feet of the Lord. No? When you are waving an incense, you feel that Lord is here. I am waving around him. So it is offering to him. So some type of create spiritual emotion. All these rituals are done. But at the same time, you have to know why you are worshipping, because he is God, the infinite. 3. The Bhagavata seems to indicate that the conflict which existed at one time between Vedic thinkers and Pancharatrins referred to here in the followers of the Tantra can be resolved by the recognition that one universal being is worshipped through all deities and through all rituals. So, come to know that perfect synthesis will come. If you know you are worshipping one God through all these rituals. Sincerity, spiritual motivation, and the recognition that all deities are expressions of the universal being are what make any ritual real worship. Whenever you are doing any worship, any offering flower, any chanting, you go to any temple, you know that through this ritual you are trying to reach the Lord of the universe. And that Lord of the universe is everywhere, but specifically here, manifested. It is given, Ramakrishna gave the example. The governor can stay anywhere in the state, is it not? But where do you find him? Sacramento. That is governor house. So temple is like governor house. You go to temple, he is there, but he is everywhere. At the same time, he is everywhere. So if you have this knowledge and you offer anything in love to the deity, it actually reaches everyone. So knowledge and idea is that bridge together your knowledge and your devotion. Your ritual, perform the ritual and think for whom you are performing this. Why man should worship the Lord as described above is stated in the words of the Munis. Munis mean the rishis. What they say? Household.
We should wait till next time.
Oh, what is the time?
It's
3, 4, 5, 34. Oh, good. Okay, so we can stop here. Hmm?
Or is moksha and samadhi the same? Are moksha and samadhi the same?
No, moksha means you get to compare two different language is different. Moksha means liberation from all bondage. Huh? We're bound by our fear of death. We are bound by so many anxieties, worries, this, that. To be free, it's called moksha, liberation. And you cannot be free from all fear and anxieties and worries unless your mind soars into the state of connection with God. Deep connection. That is, if you can say it is samadhi. You have to understand the meaning of it. People get confused. You cannot equate, but it means the same. One says, Vedantic knowledge, I am Atman, I am Brahman. Meaning, it is forgetting all these dualities, your mind is soaring into the consciousness of the divine. So you can say that man is in the samadhi state, tuned. A man meditating, forgetting the body, etc., tuned to the cosmic consciousness. So, and mukti, or mukti means liberation. Liberation from what? All types of dualities, all types of fears and frustrations and anxieties and worries and loss and gain. So you can say these are the terminology in different philosophies. Jaima, thank you all. So we have 1, not 0 even. Live, what is that? 1 and 0.
That is one person is watching us.
One person is watching. Baba.
No, not one person. This is 1 hour.
No, JJ, this is one.
Oh, this means one person.
One person, see?
That's great.
How proud we are.
On
আর ওখানে
YouTube.
দেখলে হয় না যে
YouTube
পাকিস্তান মিউজিক হবে না
ভাবতে হবে না।
দেখি কাজ পায়
As you are sure want to end,